Howdy to all you whimsy waggles out there. This is the premiere episode of Video 5 Showdown, where I will go over my favorite movies, TV, video games from the franchises that are near and dear to my heart. Obviously, you know what franchise I'm going to start with. Yes, Star Wars. Yes, I know it's been done to death on the interwebs.
Stop! Stop! He's already dead!
I've divided these videos into two film eras, before Disney bought Lucasfilm and then after Disney bought Lucasfilm. Is there a difference? Did the quality of the story decrease dramatically when the House of Mouse acquired this franchise? In these two episodes, I will cover the theatrical release movies, not the TV shows, which are a whole other glass of blue milk. It's time to engage the hyperdrive. Punch it, Chewie! Number 5. Previously my old grade school wrestling name, The Phantom Menace is without a doubt the most anticipated Star Wars movie of all time. You have to take into account how long we waited for this freaking movie to come out. 16 years! Now this is low on the list, due to what every starry-eyed child yearns to see. Trade route disagreements and space C-SPAN! My god, the first time I saw this in theaters, I watched it until just after.
No much for droid, Carl.
Then I promptly fell asleep faster than someone hearing Ben Stein read a textbook on Ambien. Not sure why George decided to write about interweaving and complicated nature of democracy and politics in his fantasy epic featuring space wizards, aliens, and a beeping trash can, but here we are. And who could forget our resident goofball, Jar Jar Binks. My opinion has strangely morphed on this. When it came out, I didn't like him. Over time, a period of 10 years, I've learned to accept Jar Jar as a revolutionary CGI character. Had groundbreaking technology that premiered at a time where you used this to connect to the internet every day. The actor responsible for the motion capture, Ahmed Best, is a phenomenal actor. I know I'm not reviewing TV shows, but did you see him as Kelleran Beck in Mandalorian? Jar Jar has a bit of a mystery fan conspiracy surrounding the character. The overtly idiotic nature of Mr. Binks' actions are all carefully planned ruse in his real intentions of that of a ridiculously overpowered Sith Lord. If you're into Star Wars as much as I am, Google Jar Jar Binks is secretly a Sith Lord. Fan art, mwah. Overall, I think this movie was a big bowl of okay. This movie suffered from a lot of wooden dialogue and weird pacing, but I choose to remember it for the pod race scene and Duel of the Fates. But this is just one movie, and we have a lot to cover. Number 4. The one that started it all. George Lucas and 20th Century Fox took a massive bet on a story about a farm boy and travels the stars with an old man, a known criminal, a man dog, an Oscar, and his Roomba. Let's just say his gamble paid off. The groundbreaking special effects, especially for its time, added a new dimension to filmmaking. The fact that this was done without CGI and 100% practical effects in the late 70s is insane. For example, when they made the spaceships, they did something called kit bashing. And in no way is this taking a bunch of Kit Kats and smashing them together. Like, just imagine having to take pieces from 100 different World War II airplanes and cars and ship models and then organizing them into separate piles, then using all those pieces to build the parts of a 6-foot Star Destroyer to make it realistic enough to film on camera. Now, I know this is a little inside baseball, but I think the amount of work that went into this is just insane. This goes for every single one of the original trilogy movies. A New Hope is a cinematic triumph that continues to inspire generations with an epic battle of the rebellion, hope, and a battle between good and evil. Number 3. In terms of tone, this feels like The Godfather in space. Hayden Christensen delivers a more mature and nuanced performance, portraying the conflicted Jedi torn between love, loyalty, and the seductive power of the dark side. This film feels like an ideal Star Wars movie, with the exception of some occasional cringe dialogue.
No, no, it's because I'm so in love with you.
So love has blinded you.
Number 2. I know, I should be placing this in a number 1 spot. For years, this movie was my favorite. And then my favorite Star Wars movie on and off again for the last 20 years. This movie plays so well as more of a film than a space fantasy movie. I watched it in black and white once. And this is something I like to do every once in a while to see how many levels the cinematography works in a movie. It allows me to not be distracted by color and forces me to pay attention to the dialogue and the blocking. I will say that this movie has the best dialogue writing of all the Star Wars movies. I like the fact that this movie starts off in a desolate frozen wasteland, all for the story to end with Luke losing his hand, Han and Carbonite, and looking at the Falcon launch off into a galaxy while Luke and Leia ponder what will happen next. This movie is downright almost perfect. However, it's not my favorite Star Wars movie. Number 1, Return of the Jedi is my absolute favorite. This movie delivers the best space dogfights, powerful, emotional moments, and it is a triumphant culmination. It particularly shines on its ability to seamlessly weave multiple storylines, from the Rebels' fleet assault on the second Death Star, to Luke's personal journey to confront the Emperor and redeem his father. The film keeps you engaged with a variety of compelling narratives. Now, some would say the obvious blunder is the Ewoks, but I don't mind them. I think the Ewoks balance the seriousness of this battle, for the Forest Moon, with well-timed comedy. I think it's okay to have fun in a movie. It doesn't have to be super serious. It's sci-fi fantasy, dude. The only thing that was really bad was what happened at the turn of the century. The bastardization of the original trilogy by George Lucas, special editions, and the Blu-ray. There are a few things I could have done without. The jazz number, jizz number. Lepti Neck by Max Rebo Band. I can certainly dig me some Max Rebo. Man can shred some space keys like a boss.
Excellent!
Tonally, it doesn't fit with Jabba's palace. It brings me out of a movie that's setting this dark and scary place with... The other thing that really bothered me about Special Edition and Return of the Jedi is the copy and pasted "no" from Episode 3. No! This scene did not need words. It is perfect the way it is. The way it was originally shown in the theatrical VHS and DVD release. So what my friends and I call the Orig Tridge are my favorite. This original cut of this movie is why it earns number 1. Also, in the original cut, there is the Yub Nub song at the end. That is awesome. Why he replaced it with a bunch of pan flutes is crazy. It's catchy. After you, obviously, go watch it, but after you like, comment, and subscribe, go search Yub Nub. The song slaps and is absolute gas. The song is made by Ewoks, using stormtrooper helmets as drums. An oppressed indigenous tribe celebrates the victory over an unoppressive galactic empire and celebrates their freedom. Come on, Disney. Release the original trilogy. We love the Yub Nub. We need the Yub Nub. No Yub Nub, no justice.